Hey everybody, Angel Arts here, and welcome back to another Let's Talk with our candidates for the upcoming Mass Effect tabletop role-playing game. I am here joined by Awkward Templar. Say hi, Awkward.
Hi.
And Awkward Templar has taken the time out of her busy schedule to hang out with me, and we're going to try to get to know her a little bit better. So we're going to begin with the out-of-character questions. Are you ready, Awkward?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Relax. It should be as painless. I'm trying to make it as painless as possible.
No problem.
So, question number one for you. What is it about either the Mass Effect universe or just sci-fi in general that interests you?
Well, I love the Mass Effect universe because it is as Bioware, and I love Bioware. I was never really a sci-fi fan. Like, I think I watched Farscape as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
but I never really hit the sci-fi. And then my friend for ages going, "You need to play Mass Effect. You need to play Mass Effect."
Mm-hmm.
And I tried it, as I explained to you earlier on. My Xbox decided nope. So I just read up on the lore, watched YouTube videos, and I was like, well, actually, this is not really sci-fi. It's more character-driven, which was just beautiful to me. I mean, there was the sci-fi elements, but to me, it was all the characters, how they got on with each other, how some of them didn't get along with each other,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
Yes.
just the whole complex but well-written characters that just made me fall in love with it. And at some point, I am literally going to play the hell out of the games.
What is it about tabletop gaming or role-playing that interests you?
From the perspective of a player, it's a chance to be what you can't be in real life. You know, it's a chance to. It's like as playing an MMO, like well, an MMO game, an RPG game is. It's a chance to escape what you're doing and get into character, converse with people, control the story, or not control the story in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, in a tabletop, I can be a roguish guy who teases the hell out of the tank, or I can be the mystical dancing support character who can suave everybody, and I'm not the normal person who like says subways for a living.
All
And like
right.
for the GM, you know, you get to be a mean person to all the players.
Why do you believe that you would be a good fit for my DMing style?
Well, watching your Dragon Age campaign, you are a very story-driven character. Like you let the players get in character, and like sometimes I've seen you just sit back and watch them converse for like 15 to 20 minutes, and they just get along with it, and you're just there going, okay. And I love that. I'm not fond of the people who go in and go, right, we're gonna do dungeons, and you're gonna literally go through one boss to another. I mean, I played a Pathfinder game with a person who did that, and I was so bored. You know, I actually made up a whole character personality with this random NPC character he gave me, and he's like, yeah, you're not using any of that, you're just going to roll dice. I was like, I like rolling my dice because they're pretty, but that's not what I came here for. You know, I love just getting in character, getting on with other players. I've even done it where I've role-played a mute character, and literally I had to write all the notes.
What do you believe makes you a good player to play with?
I kind of like playing like different characters in each campaign, but I can be quite creative. Like I said, I had that one campaign where I play the mute character who literally all it is body language and notes. So I'm literally writing notes and then like being over exaggerating body language, which can be quite funny when people forget that my character's mute. Like they'll talk to me and I'm like, and it's like say something like going, character can't talk. I try like my hardest not to meta ever. I hate people who kind of meta a bit too much. Like I've had people who do that. I'm like, you're not meant to know that.
Mm-hmm.
I like to just think that I can bring quite a lot of character to a table with certain characters. I like playing really creative characters. I mean, I can go from Antivan roguey guy who upset the tank greatly. Best introduction is, hey, there's a dead body there. Let's loot it and sit on it.
So those are the out of character portion. Now we're gonna go and have some fun, and we're going to role play. So
Yay!
you have an appointment with a gentleman, a human gentleman by the name of Liam Vethanuel Musey. You don't have to memorize that right now, but if you are selected, that name might be a lot more significant to you in the story. But for the
Wait,
time
Liam,
being, it's
did
no
you do that on
relation.
purpose?
No relation. I just like the name Liam. I just like the name Liam. No relation to the other Liam. Liam Nathaniel Musey. So, uh, your appointment is in his office building, which is located in the Citadel,
Okay.
and you make your way up a very. You take a relatively long elevator ride, about as entertaining as the elevator rides were in Mass Effect 1. And you find yourself in the portion of the building that you believe is where Mr. Musey's office is. You
Hmm.
enter into the room, and there is a lady at the front desk with a small pair of glasses. She looks up at you and she gives you a warm smile and says, "Yes, sir. May I help you?"
I'm Loo Falan Tekka. I'm here for the interview.
"Oh, yes. You're the 11 o'clock," she says as she ruffles through her papers. "Yes. Thank you very much for being punctual, Mr. Tekka. Right this way, please."
Thank you. It's technically Falan though.
"Technically, Mr. Falan," she says. My apologies. Right this way, please." And she will escort you down the hall. For our viewers, Awkward Templar, please give us a physical description of your character, including race.
Okay, Lun is a keep saying Canary.
Well, that's a twist. That's quite a twist.
It's a quarian. He's quite actually feminine looking for a male quarian. He wears kind of tealy colors. His favorite kind of color is like turquoisey greeny tealy color green. Um, if he was to remove the headset, he's got like reddish hair, miscolored eyes, and several like tattooed dots on his face.
Okay.
But I'm presuming he would not take the helm off for this
No, no, no. Probably
because
not.
fear of death.
Of course, there's that. The secretary will take you to a very well furnished room. The room itself is furnished fairly lavishly, very cushy seats and couches. As soon as you enter, even through the mask, you are able to catch a whiff of the faint scent of lavender. And there is a gentleman sitting at the desk. He is dressed in a very well kept orange pinstripe suit, his hair slicked back. He looks up at you and he flashes you a great big white smile and he says, "Loo Falan, I presume. I am very honored to see you. We've been expecting you, sir." And he walks up to you and holds out his hand for a shake.
Atalan's kind of like going, "Did I filter enough for this room?" He then like shakes the hand, um, bit shaky, but tries to like keep a firm grip.
"Please," he says, "have a seat." You sit down, as well as Mr. Musey, and he asks you, "So, may I offer you a drink? What would be your beverage of choice?"
I'm okay, thank you. The straw insert filter thing would be too much of an effort. It would get in the way.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, all right. Well, let's get down to business here. Could you please remind me, what is your current occupation at this moment?
I'm currently actually helping in the Citadel's medic unit.
As I see, I see. Uh, and what exactly led you to try to pursue a career in medicine, may I ask?
I've always enjoyed helping people. It's I wasn't actually something that I was encouraged to do by my family, but it's what I enjoyed doing.
So, what made you decide to leave the Citadel and join a ship, if you don't mind me asking?
I've reached the amount of knowledge I can learn on the Citadel. I wanted to expand my knowledge maybe on the field some more.
Other than that, is there anything else specifically that you personally are trying to get out of this experience working for this crew?
Well, working for a crew, kind of gives some sort of rep to my kind. Also, I didn't get a chance to really work with the human kind of patients.
I'm looking through some of your other paperwork here, Mr. Loo Falan, and according to this, it says that you were never accepted onto a quarian crew.
No, my knowledge in the medicine wasn't enough to get me a place on the ship. He kind of nervously kind of twiddled his fingers.
I'm very sorry to hear that. My apologies if I had touched a very sensitive
Oh, oh,
subject.
oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
Uh, we can move on to the next question then. So, obviously, you have your skills as a doctor. So, in your own words, what do you believe you can specifically contribute to this crew and their ship?
Well, I'm specializing in field medic work, so I'm fast. I can help when you're on the ground. I also know some minor engineering stuff, so I can make little grenades and I can help mildly in combat if you ever need to. Um, my expertise in engineering is not as great as my mother's, but I guess I can always call in for backup if you ever needed it.
Okay, all right. We will definitely take note of that. Mr. Lufalan, allow me next to provide you with a couple of hypothetical scenarios, if you will.
Okay.
There aren't necessarily any wrong or right answers. I will just propose a specific scenario for you, and you can, to the best of your ability, honestly tell me what you would do in a given situation. Make sense?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Scenario number one. Let's say that you are, in fact, selected to join this crew on the ship. And let us say, hypothetically, that at some point the ship crash lands on a foreign planet. A planet of which no one in the crew is necessarily that familiar with. You're not really sure about its denizens, all that good stuff. The ship is in great need of repair, and the captain and several members of the crew, including yourself, are going out in the wilderness to see if they could find supplies to help repair the ship.
hmm
Along the way, however, you are attacked by a group of bandits who have held you up and are demanding for all of your credits. The bandits consist of a dozen Vorcha, half of which with pistols and half with assault rifles, one massive berserking Krogan with a shotgun, one Asari whom, as far as you can tell, is completely unarmed, and the last thing that you catch off the side of your eye, off the corner of your eye, is the little red dot that's currently hovering on the forehead of your captain. What would you do at that point in the situation?
If I am not restrained, I
You are
would give
not?
my life. I would give my life for the captains, of course.
Hmm.
After all, the captain is most important to the ship. If I can warn him, I will at the same time. And credit-wise, they can have my credits. I don't have many of them.
Let us assume that you are able to somehow discreetly signal to the captain that his life is currently hanging by a thread at the moment. And let's say that the captain understands the situation. The captain will probably try to negotiate with this crew, but behind his back, he will probably give some sort of a signal to the rest of you, knowing to get ready for a fight if one should escalate. Let us say that because of your ability to communicate to the captain, he is able to dodge out of the way right when the sniper is about to fire at him, while they are trying to make negotiations, of which the bandits do not wish to oblige and would much rather force the credits out of your hands. And then combat begins. When combat begins, what is your main priority?
I guess I would first see if I could follow the sniper trail to send one of my grenades, hopefully to
Okay.
just get rid of the main threat of the unseen sniper. Other than that, my duties would be to tend to the wounded.
And just out of curiosity, specifically, why the sniper in particular do you focus on first?
Uh, Sorry, your cat. I'm in my filters. You can see where the people on the ground are aiming. You can't see where the sniper is,
Mhm.
and the snipers can always fire off fast and quick.
Makes
Fast and quick.
sense.
You don't want to see men fall down quickly to a perfectly aimed headshot.
That makes perfect sense. Let us assume then that you do successfully manage to find where the sniper is hiding, and let's say that you are able to at least incapacitate the sniper. Let's say also that your crew might have taken a bunch of wounds but no casualties, and they essentially were successfully able to overpower the bandits. The remaining bandits then throw their arms up and surrender. If it were up to you personally and not the captain, what would you do after the bandits surrender?
I would take them as prisoner. They may have valuable information or supplies.
Okay. Second scenario. This will probably hit closer to home for you, sir. You are one of the top doctors at the Citadel Hospital. You have 6 gravely ill patients, 5 of whom are in very urgent need, critical condition. They are in urgent need of organ transplants, and soon. You cannot unfortunately help them though, because there are no available organs that can be used to save their lives. The 6th patient, however, will die if not administered a particular medicine, which you do have. If you do not administer a particular medicine, that 6th patient will die. If that patient dies, you would be able to save the other 5 patients by using the organs of patient number 6, who is an organ donor. What do you do?
Well, by oath, I'm not to let a person die for the sake of others. I think I'd follow my oath and I would cure the 6th person. For he may be a donor, but if he can be saved, I shouldn't let him die for the sake of others.
All right. All right. And then I have one final question for you. Simply this: red, blue, or green?
Green.
And why did you decide to select green out of those 3 colors?
Well, my favourite colour is teal/turquoise, which is a kind of greeny blue.
All right. Fair enough. One final thing then, Mr. Loo Falan. If you would please point yourself to that camera over there. And we are going to be recording this, and we will send this directly to the captain and the crew of the ship. Please provide for us your final pitch directly to them as to why they should select you as a member of their crew.
My name is Loo Falan. I may be young, I may be inexperienced, but I am a good doctor. I would help you. I want to help in the field. I want to learn. I want to be the person that you can lead to become a better person in myself.